What's up, wealth builders? Here's how tonight works. And I'm going to be straight with you because that's what we do here, right? I'm not here to motivate you. Motivation wears off by the time that you brush your teeth. I'm here to hand you a number in a vehicle. That's it. And I'm keeping it tight tonight, guys, because on our last live, I said one thing that I need you to actually remember. I said retirement is not an age, it's a math equation. A whole lot of you sat with that. It was in the comments. So tonight, I'm not just repeating it, I'm handing you the exact asset class I'm using to solve the equation for myself right now. Remember, I'm showing you guys how to build this family office in real time as I'm doing it. I'm not teaching theory. So, of course, I've missed you guys. It's been a minute, and I've missed being in this room. I'm Jael, and if you're new here, this is the one night a week where we stop talking about money like a feeling and start treating it like what it actually is math. Do me a favor right now, hit that subscribe button so you catch Wealth Builder Wednesdays every single week. All right, y'all. I'm going to tell you up front so that you're not surprised. A couple of you might even roll your eyes, okay? And then I'm going to show you the numbers and you're going to sit straight up. So make sure that you stay with me so that we can get to that part. All right? I'm going to take you guys back 4 years because I don't want you thinking I've always known the things that I know and that I've always talked like this. 4 years ago, I was rebuilding my entire life out of a hotel room. Not metaphorically, in actual hotel room. My family had just been through a crisis that took the floor out from under all of us. And I was starting from a place that was lower than zero. And here's the part that matters for you. Even when the money started coming back, I still couldn't sleep because every dollar that I made stopped the second that I stopped. No cushion, no backup, one bad month from being back in that hotel room. How many of you guys feel like that? If you stop working today, you don't know what would happen. It feels like a hamster wheel, honestly. And I know somebody watching this knows exactly that feeling. And I know it's the ones with the good jobs who feel it the most because the paycheck looks great on paper and you're still lying awake doing math at 2 in the morning. Give me a yes in the chat if you have ever done math at 2 in the morning to calculate how you're going to pay your gas, how you're going to pay your bills, how you're going to get to work the next day, how you're going to get lunch for your kids. There are so many revolving expenses that we can never pay off, including our utilities, including that mortgage or that rent until the mortgage is paid off. And how many people's taxes are going up? Everything is more expensive. So I know a lot of people are feeling that same pain that I felt. And I just want to make sure if we have anybody in the chat, guys, I can see you and acknowledge you. So I'm going to pull that up right now. All right. So finally, I made a decision that changed everything. I stopped trying to earn my way out of the hole. Earning is a treadmill. You run harder, but you stay in the same spot. You just sweat more. I started building the math that makes sense instead. Assets that pay me whether I show up or not. And some of you already watched me do this once with co-living. You've heard me talk about it. You've heard me talk about my co-living properties. That passive income is real and it is already coming in. That was the first piece of the math, but it's not financial freedom yet. Okay, I still have to work. I still have to make active income. The goal is to not have to do that at all if I don't want to. And on the 31st of this month, July of 2026, the second piece goes live. And this is the one I'm most fired up about. Can y'all tell? I went looking for the most needed, most recession-proof version of the math there is, and I found it. Something I've been building quietly finally opens its doors. And for the first time, that whole equation stops being a theory and it becomes real. And I still haven't told you what it is or why I bet my name on it being the surest thing going right now. That's on purpose because once you see it, I don't want you to be able to unsee it. So let's go. Okay. The asset class is assisted living. But hold on because it's not the assisted living that you're picturing in your head. When most people hear assisted living, they think grandma, a nursing home, seniors. And listen, seniors are absolutely part of this. I'll show you why in a second, but that is not where I'm leading you to. We are leading with mental health and behavioral health. Residential care and housing for people living with mental health and behavioral health needs like anxiety, depression, autism. And the second you widen it past just seniors, this thing cracks wide open. So many more people we can serve, so many different avenues we can explore, so many different housing types that I can use to facilitate because we don't just service seniors. But seniors, our veterans, and people that have mental and behavioral health will absolutely be taken care of. That is the huge part. There is a huge need for this, guys. And it's no way that it can be fulfilled in the time that we need it to be done. How many people have seniors in their family that need assisted care? How many people have people in their family struggling with mental health that cannot afford therapy? How many people have veterans in their family that are not being cared for and also may have mental health in the way that they should be? I think every single one of us has one, if not all three of those, or has seen it in someone close to us. So let me give you this math and watch how fast the eye roll turns into a aha. 1 in 5 adults in this country is living with a mental health condition. 1 in 5, guys. This is not some small issue. This is your neighbor, your coworker, somebody at your own dinner table. And there's almost nowhere safe for them to go. The supportive housing and care these folks need barely exists. Now stack the seniors on top of it. 10,000 Americans turn 65 every single day. And that wave does not slow down for the next decade plus. That is the most predictable demand curve in the entire economy, and we serve that too. Two enormous groups of people who need care and housing, and nowhere near enough of it built. Families are calling everywhere trying to find one open placement for someone they love who is struggling and getting told no, there's no room. Get on our wait list. That phone call is happening right now tonight all over this country. That is the gap. Overwhelming need on one side and a supply that cannot come close to catching up on the other. And when you have need that deep, meeting a wall of not enough, that is not a gamble. That is the closest thing to a sure thing that exists in business. And it is a gap somebody is going to fill. The only question is whether it gets filled by people who actually care and do it with dignity or not. I would rather it be us. Now, two things are going to pop into your head right now. I can feel it. One, but Jael, I'm not a nurse. I'm not a clinician. I don't know anything about care. Good. You don't need to. That's not your job in this. Number two, but I don't have $1 million. Also fine. Nobody in this is doing it alone, and I'll get to exactly what your part looks like in a minute. Understand this. Get in, get out. That's not the play. The long game here is ownership. We buy these properties creatively and we hold them because owning this asset class comes with tax advantages that are a whole second form of wealth on top of the cash flow. Cash flow, tax benefits, and actual impact on the people who need it most, all in one asset. That's why we picked it. A lot of investors and a lot of people outside of real estate don't understand that we can make real estate a win for everybody. It doesn't have to be somebody beating the other. Why can't it be a win, 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 win all the way around? That's how you become an investor with integrity. That's how you become an investor that gives back to your community in a big way. Real estate with purpose and impact is the name of our game. Now, let's connect this back to your math equation because this is the part people keep asking me about. The number one question I got back from the Freedom Math Calculator was, what is a freedom number? And honestly, that question is the whole problem. Because if people actually understood this number, they'd already be building towards it. But that's why it hasn't been taught to you. You wouldn't be chasing it because nobody ever explained it. So let me fix this right now. Your freedom number is the amount of money that has to come in every single month without you lifting a finger, most important part, for you to be free. That's the whole definition. It is what your entire life costs, covered by income you do not have to show up for. Not your salary, not what you make at the job, the number that shows up whether you work or not. And here's why it changes everything for you. The day your passive income crosses that number, your job becomes a choice instead of a cage. You don't quit necessarily. You just stop being afraid. You stop living in fear. You stop dealing with scarcity. You stop wondering if you're going to have enough next month. That's freedom. It's not a vibe, it's an actual number. And most people, smart people, high earners, have never once sat down and figured out what their number actually is, which is wild to me because you cannot hit a target you have never named. You cannot hit a goal that you have never even implicated that you want to achieve. So I built you a tool that hands you the number in about 60 seconds. It's specific to you. It's going to ask you, what is your monthly cost, mortgage, rent? What is your monthly fund budget? What are those built-in expenses? How much passive income do you have? That's it. And then based on that, it's going to give you a percentage of how far away you are from the number that you need to be. And it also will give you advice based on where you are, specific to you of what you should do next. Sometimes it's more learning. Sometimes it's eliminating subscriptions that are eating away your budget. It is very detailed. So I'm going to drop the link to the Freedom Calculator for you guys so that you can calculate your number. It's that simple. Once you know it, you can't unknow it, okay? So the three numbers, your monthly bills, your monthly lifestyle, and whatever passive income you already have. It's just three numbers, guys. And maybe you need to take some time to really add up what your monthly expenses are so that you're not just throwing it out there. Or you can do a rough version and just see, what you come up with. All right. So your freedom number. Let me see if I can actually show you guys live how to do it. Let's see. Let's try something new, guys. Bear with me. Okay. All right. Let me try to share my screen. Okay. Are you free? Run your numbers. Freedom isn't 65. It's a math equation. The minute your passive income covers your bills and your lifestyle, you're done. You're free. All you have to do is drop your numbers below. Let's use the numbers that are here. All right. And I'm going to say I have 3,000. Let's be more realistic. Maybe $1,000 in passive income. Then all you do is click show me my number. Okay. That quick. Your freedom number is 7,000. This is the amount of passive income you need every month to not have to work a job. The gap is real. So is the path. Tells you exactly where you are, why you may be there, things to do. Pick one asset class. Show up to Wealth Builder Wednesdays. Come on, guys. Track your numbers every month. What you measure is what you move. Things to not do. This is one of the most important. Don't try to copy multi-strategy operators. They built one thing first. Don't quit your day job until at least 2K of monthly passive income is in. Don't take advice from anyone who's never built what you're trying to build. It's specific to you. Whatever numbers you plug in, it'll tell you where you are. It'll tell you the gap, and it'll tell you the percentage of how close you are to it. Now let's see if we can do one. Let's say we do have 7,000 in passive income. You are free. Pass the math. You have passive income. You stacked it. Things to do: protect it, scale it, steward it. Things to not do: don't stop. Don't let your lifestyle creep up and be more expensive than where you are, or you're going to have to do it all over again. Don't keep it all liquid. Cash loses value every month it sits due to what, guys? Inflation. Come on. So check out the Freedom Calculator. I'll make sure you guys get it and I drop it in the chat. All right. I hope that was helpful. And you can do it every so often so that you can, see where you are, track your progress, and see if it gives you any new advice of where you need to be next. All right. Now, once you actually know your number and you do this exercise on your own, a bunch of you guys are going to feel that fire like, okay, I know what I need to do. It is go time. And I want in on that gap that she's talking about. Tonight was just the overview. Monday on the 28th, I believe, is the room where we go to work. This coming Monday at 7:30, Stacy and I, my lovely mother, are going live on Zoom, and we are going all the way in on this gap and exactly how you can partner with us to fill it. And I'm going to be honest about something. The reason most people never touch this asset class is they think the licensing and the operations are too hard. And they're not wrong. That part is hard and it has to be done right. But we already built all of that. We already have everything in place: the operator network, the staff, the placement, the licensing, the 80-hour course and training that we had to do, and the whole playbook. We also have a mentor that has been doing it for 11 years. So your part is simple. You bring the asset of your capital and yourself and your intellectual property. We handle the complicated stuff and we partner with you. That is a real conversation. So I'm capping the room on purpose. We only have 35 seats because I want them for people who are actually considering investing or have active capital to potentially partner with us. If you heard something tonight that is interesting to you and that vehicle that's my lane. So go ahead and grab your seat. I will drop the Eventbrite link in the chat as well for you guys. All right, before I let you go, I want to leave you with one question sitting so that you're thinking about it all night until maybe till Monday. It's not how much you make. Everybody's chasing that one question, and it's the wrong question. The real question is how much of what you make keeps paying you after you stop? Sit with that for a second, because if the honest answer is nothing, zero, then hear me right now. That is not a money problem. You make money. That's a structure problem. And structure problems have solutions. That's literally what this room is for. And I'm waiting until you feel ready. And waiting until you feel ready is not caution. It's fear wearing a responsible little costume. And it will quietly cost you 10 years if you let it. I'm not willing to let my fear creep in and cost me any time. That's why I'm on here talking with you guys tonight. So here's exactly what I want you to do. 2 quick moves. Move number 1, go calculate your freedom number. That's the equation from what I just showed you, okay? And that's also what we talked about in the last live. If you need to go back and watch it, do that. Then drop that number back in the comments of this video once you run it, so I know you did the work. Move number 2, if that number lit a fire and you want in on this gap, go grab your seat for Monday at 7:30 p.m. before you close this. The room is capped and I don't want you to miss it, because here's what I know. On the 31st, my first facility goes live. A year ago, that was a wish. I was almost scared to say it out loud. Now it's a date on my calendar. That is the entire distance a plan covers, wish to real. And you can cover that same distance starting with one number tonight. Shout out to my people that joined us live. I love you guys so much. I love how invested you are in your future and what you need to know, and also for supporting me. Really, really appreciate you. Make sure you run your number before Monday and drop it back in the comments of this video. Sorry it's been so long since I've seen you guys. I love you and thank you for being here. Catch you next week for what? Wealth Builder Wednesdays. Peace.